Welcome back to Frickin' Scary with Holly and Mallory. I want to preempt this with the fact that we had previously recorded and of no fault of mine. Okay, I just want to put this out there.
It really wasn't. You're so silly. It wasn't.
The recording it didn't convert. It wasn't done. If anybody knows how to take a glitched out Zoom recording, like it started the conversion and stopped and now it's all messed up, please send me a DM because we have like 2.5 hours of footage that got lost.
But now it's better because now we're in a movie theater.
That's true. Okay, and classic Scream. Anyway,
now I have Mexican candy too that I got from East LA.
I got my slushie. Okay. Excited for this episode. We are talking about our 5 go-to scary movies of all time. We watch them all the time. We love them, whatever. We could watch them whenever. And I'm excited because you and I have very different tastes. So we're going to talk about very different movies, why we love them, what they mean to us, whatever. And then at the end, if you guys are still watching, please send us your favorite scary movies. If we didn't list something that you're like, oh, this should have been on your list, send it to us. Or if you know of like maybe one of those obscure scary movies that we should have watched, we've never heard of, send it to us. We would love to hear what other people watch. And I'm always looking for a new, good, scary movie. Mallory, would you agree? Newer scary movies just don't hit it for me anymore.
It's everything is like so predictable because the music comes up and then it'll disappear and you're like, okay, here comes the jump scare.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So maybe we'll do some honorable mentions at the end.
Oh shoot, I erased my honorable. Okay, I'll have to think of one.
Okay. All right. We'll throw some honorable mentions at the end. Because there's a couple on my list too. They're not on my go-to list, but they're scary movies that I think didn't make the popular list, but man, they're good. Like people should be watching them.
Me too. I guess I do have one that really gets me.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'll throw it over. Do you want to start? You want to go with your
you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, let's go back and forth. You start for us.
Okay. So I'm a very what do you call it? Old-fashioned girl. I'm old lady. So one of my favorites is the 1978 Halloween.
Is that the original?
Yes, like the original Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween.
Is that the original one with oh shoot, what's her name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, that's a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah. So, I watch it every Halloween. I'm so basic. Like I'll literally watch it on Halloween, either Halloween day or Halloween night, depending on what we do. I just love it. It's just like subtly scary. And it's the music too. Like every Halloween, every month of October, from October 1st to November 1st, my ringtone on my phone is and it freaks everybody out at work because it'll go off and they're like, what the heck? What is that? And I'm like, it's spooky month. Yeah. Like, what is your problem?
I would definitely say, so 1978 was before our time, but I feel like we grew up with Halloween. The Halloween music was like, everybody plays it as like a part of their Halloween party.
Oh yeah, because it's creepy.
It's classic. Yeah. It was one of the first times that we saw a theme from a scary movie become like scarier than the movie. Like it really, like Jaws, but
yeah,
everybody uses it now. Nice.
I don't really have like a favorite scene from that movie either. I love the whole thing. It's just from beginning to end. I love every scene.
Maybe I'll throw a clip in here of my favorite part, which is when he is attacking her in the upstairs bedroom and he gets shot.
Yeah, but he doesn't even die.
No.
I mean, I guess if I had to choose one, it would probably be like when her and her friend are walking home from school and he is like maybe a quarter of a mile away, and she sees him poke out of like the bushes
Midday.
and then yeah, like in the middle of the day.
Yes.
Like he doesn't even care. And then he goes back in and her friend's like, that's it. And she goes up there and he's like gone. And it's like, that's so creepy because it's like the sun's out and he doesn't even care.
With the mask and the whole outfit. Okay. I'm leaving that right here. I'm going to leave that clip right here.
Okay. Okay, so what's your favorite? What's one of yours?
So one of the ones that's on my list is my go-to. My niece Ryan is the one that introduced me to it, and I've talked about it before. It's called The Unborn. Now, this is a relatively not, in my experience, popular movie, but it's just one of those movies. It kind of has a little bit of everything. You kind of have like the pop culture, you know, her and her friend, and then you have the curse, and then you have the creepy kid, which if you have a creepy kid in any of your videos, I'm on board.
Oh yeah.
So The Unborn, I don't even know what year it was made. I really didn't do my research on it. But yeah, I could watch that anytime. And it's not even that it's so much scary as it is, I've seen it and it just has a good story. I don't know. I just thought it had a good story, and it didn't make like the top, you know, lists like some other big productions did. But I thought it was well acted. It was kind of a cool story. And there's a dog in it. And the dog gets possessed. And I'm sorry, but that took it for me. I love that movie. I could watch it anytime. So I'll put, let me drop my favorite clip from the movie. Okay, Mallory, what's your next one?
Okay, so let's see. I guess it would be Stephen King's It, but not the most recent one.
You're such a purist.
I mean, come on, Tim Curry as Pennywise. Like, he was so creepy.
You know, a lot of people didn't know that Tim Curry played Pennywise.
No, they don't. A lot of people don't even know who Tim Curry is, but you know me, I'm obsessed with him. But like, no, seriously, like I am. Like,
so give us
Tim
I
Curry.
was just gonna say yes.
Rocky Horror, like
Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you know who the transvestite is, that's who plays it in the original movie.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I can see why people like the newest one because of the CGI and how his mouth goes all open and like, yeah, it's scary, but Tim Curry as Pennywise was scary without all of that stuff. He was just creepy. I mean, they did a little bit of like special effects where he was in that famous shower scene where he comes out of the drain, you know?
Yeah.
And his mouth is all like full of teeth, but like even that was like very little bit. But I would have to say my favorite scene from that movie is probably when all the kids are gathered together, like in this junkyard, and Stuttering Bill, he brings this photo book. Oh, no, not Stuttering Bill. Mike, the black kid. He's like the odd guy out.
Yeah.
And he brings this photo book that his dad gave him. It's like full of like all these historical pictures. And there's a picture of like a street, and it's like a boulevard, a street or something like that. And in the picture, you can see Pennywise start doing cartwheels towards like coming closer and closer to the picture. Yeah, on the street. And then he finally like hangs onto this light pole and he's like, "Hey kids."
Yeah.
And it's like creepy because like the picture is moving and like all of a sudden his like hand comes out of the picture and all the kids are like, "Ooh." I just love that.
I haven't seen the original in so long, so I'm not as pure as you are. I liked the new one only because I thought it was gruesome. It was like the original's not as gruesome.
No, it's not.
But
it's kind of corny. It's kind of corny.
It's very corny, but I get where you're coming from. I loved Tim Curry. because he's wacky in real life. So he kind of made Pennywise wacky, psychotic, which I kind of like.
Yeah, it was like just maybe it was like a real guy who was just crazy, so it was more believable. But yeah, check it out, and especially that scene.
All right, we'll drop that scene too.
All right, so what about you? What's your next one?
So my next one is definitely gonna be fan favorite. It's The Ring, classic. You know, it's one of those scary movies that I could watch. I could watch that all the time. I don't get bored of it. Naomi, is it Naomi Watts?
Naomi Watts.
She's such a good actress. She's gone on, she's done all these amazing, amazing films. And to be in a scary movie, I think some actresses kind of throw away the acting because it's just a scary movie. And I don't think she did. I think the reason that movie is so scary is because you believe her in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a little bit of an antagonist. You know, she's kind of not believing that this stuff is happening. And so you follow her journey and she's great. And the kid is great. Her kid is great. But it's a classic, you know, there's a curse, creepy stuff starts happening. My very, very favorite scene is the fly on the screen. And if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's a fly she's watching a video and she's trying to get to the end of this video. And there's a fly in the video, but as she's looking, the fly becomes 3D and she pulls the fly off the screen. And until I had seen The Ring, I hadn't really seen that kind of CGI imagery happening with scary movies that cleanly. Mm-hmm. So it marked a newer generation of like very subtle creepiness with that kind of stuff. And then remember the girl dies and like the face is all.
Oh, that's the worst part. That's why I can't watch it. Like you say, oh, I could watch it anytime. I've seen it one time and one time only because it's so scary.
I love it. And actually the subsequent Rings were decent, which you know how we are with sequels.
Yeah.
But the subsequent Rings were actually pretty decent too, because the storyline itself is very creepy. I mean, if you haven't seen The Ring, you know, she's abused, she's basically possessed from birth. It's just a whole thing. But there's certain scenes in that movie that are so creepy. So the one I'm going to drop now is the scene of the video that she actually watches in the movie. So enjoy that scene real quick. Okay, so that to me is the creepiest. Remember, I mean, the sound alone.
Like that feedback sound or whatever it is.
The feedback sound, whoever the sound guys were that did The Ring did such an amazing job. But that video with all the weird images and things happening was the creepiest part of the whole entire movie.
Because it wasn't really anything too bad at first. I mean, the lady's just brushing her hair, and then there's a picture of a ladder, and then a tree, and then but all of a sudden the ladder's upside down, and the chair is spinning, and then
there's a centipede, and
and then doesn't a nail go through somebody's foot or something like that? Something like that. And you're just
someone scratches their nails on the wall, and you see
and then it breaks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're just like, and it's just like all these things.
Exactly, and I think the escalation of the images is what freaks us out.
Mhm.
And the fact that obviously watching the video is the catalyst to the whole entire movie.
Right.
So just well played, well done. I just thought the whatever department that does those videos and does the CGI work, just I don't know, I just hadn't really seen that in videos up to then. I just thought it was really good.
Oh, you didn't. They totally changed the way movies were made and like formulated. I mean, I don't know if it's considered breaking the fourth wall, but they broke the fourth wall. Like they took something from TV and took it out, you know.
And remember, like the horses break free on the boat and jump off, and then you see the blood and the way it was very imaginative. And I feel like even like movies like Pan's Labyrinth pull from some of those ideas. Like
I have never seen Pan's Labyrinth.
And that's not even necessarily a scary movie, but it's an honorable mention as one of those mind-bending movies.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It's very psychological.
It's very psychological, and the imagery is very kind of
with the
unnerving.
Hands.
Yes, it's unnerving.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's a really good. All right. So what's your next one, girl?
I lost my list. Let me bring it up again.
I'm just gonna drink my Coke slushy.
Okay, so I did that one. Okay. So here we go again with another classic, The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Peter Blatty's The Exorcist.
You've been obsessed with this movie forever.
I watch it all the time, anytime. Like anytime I just want a good scare, because it still scares me every time I watch it. I'm scared.
So tell me, because I am not scared by The Exorcist. I find it comical. So tell me what scares you about The Exorcist.
Well, the fact that it can happen. Like I truly believe people can become possessed. And the fact that it's based off of a true life happening, like this happened to some German girl in like the 50s. Really? Yeah, like that's what the story is loosely based on, was this girl in Germany was like possessed. And I guess Peter Blatty did some research on it, and then that's how he wrote the book, or something like that. And I'm just like, I truly believe that, because like I said, like I have some entity following me. Yeah. You know, and so
true. I could see. So for you, it's real personal.
Yeah, like in a way. And it's just the fact that this sweet little girl too just turns into this like ugly thing. You know?
See, that's okay, but and maybe because of the technology back then and what they were working with, like when she gets all crazy in her face and she throws up the soup, it makes me laugh. I don't find it scary. I just go, this is just so corny. I can't deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, because we're so used to like all the nowadays, you know, like nothing impresses us anymore. My Bowie changed. But I don't know. It scares the crap out of me. And then the scene that really scares me the most is the scene where like she walks down the stairs backwards. Like it's called the spider walk.
Okay, let's watch that for a second.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. So
she's like on her fingertips. She's on her fingertips. And you're just like, what the? And it's like,
okay.
Like, ugh.
Answer me this and be honest. Did you try to do that when you were a kid?
Hell no, because then you're going to turn into that. Then, okay, so you try to do that stuff. Then Pazuzu goes, oh, you want to be like Reagan? Okay, I'm going to come inside of you. Like, no.
I'm going to confess to you. In our old house on Shangri-La, we had the type of stairs that went up, there was a landing, and then the stairs went up the other way. So it was like a half a stair. I tried it. I failed miserably, fell down, literally knocked myself out almost. Because I thought it looked so easy in the movie. I didn't even think you couldn't do it in real life.
You're so lucky you're not possessed right now.
That's so embarrassing. I was probably like 6 or 7 years old.
Oh my gosh, no, like I would never. One time I found in my laundry this like little figurine of like, it looked like a rhino. It looked like a little cement rhino. never have I seen it before in my life. I asked everybody in the house, have you guys ever seen this? Where did this come from? And they're
What
like,
the
I don't know. I
heck?
don't know what that is. And at the beginning of The Exorcist, one of the priests is like an archaeologist as well. And they find like a little statue of Pazuzu, the demon. And like he has it with him and stuff. And I was like,
Oh.
this is some Exorcist crap.
So that was like an omen.
Yeah,
That was
kind
like
of.
an omen for like, this is when it started and this is.
Yes. And I was just like, okay, well, let's everybody get ready.
Okay, that is a little creepy.
Yeah, and I have no idea where it came from. And I don't know if I threw it away, but I've never seen it again. I can't remember throwing it away or putting it away.
You don't know what happened to it.
It's just gone.
Okay, so are we talking about Jumanji at this point now too? Like,
right, it almost looked like one of those Jumanji figurines. It was so weird, but
goodness.
I was just like, but yeah, I love The Exorcist.
Nice. But it is a good classic. If you haven't seen The Exorcist, it's worth it because it's one of those ones that did break some boundaries for the material, like what it was covering.
Oh yeah. I mean,
really
the little girl possessed and like the things that she said and the things she did to herself.
Right.
People were having heart attacks in the theaters. Like,
and she was a good actress.
Oh yeah, what's her name? Linda Blair?
Yeah, Linda Blair. Yeah, because
I mean, that movie ruined her life. Like, she's always going to be known as Exorcist girl. She could never do anything else, but
no, I'm glad you brought that up because yes, I read an article where she talks about like she could never break free from like having the how do you say it, like always being connected to it.
Yeah, she had
this
did
kind of ruin her life. Is someone behind me?
I'm going to need you to stop right this second.
Wait, who is that? Oh my gosh, I think my kids are in here. It stinks a little. Did somebody fart?
Well, look what happens. That's my nails.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, it went away.
That's kind of creepy.
You just scared the crap out of me. Thank you so much because I have this giant screen.
Okay, now get out. Oh, it was Eefy. That's why it stinks. He blew in here. Okay, don't come in here anymore though, buddy. Okay. Man, I don't know. I got something in my eye like a few minutes ago. It won't go away. Okay. So yes, love The Exorcist. What's next?
Yours next.
Oh, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So this third one is also a little bit of a fan favorite, but I want to put out there that I fell in love with this movie before it became popular. So my third movie is The Grunge.
That's a good one.
And I'll tell you why. There's a whole backstory, but Sarah Michelle Gellar in this movie is epic. She's just phenomenally believable. I love the couple in the beginning. I can't remember the famous actress names now. She's in the beginning and
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Is that what you're talking about?
But
and Jason Bear.
Remember in the beginning, there's a couple first in that house with
Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman.
Okay, so obsessed with Bill Pullman.
He's the best. Everything he does is the best.
Okay, sidebar. If you guys have not seen The Sinner with Bill Pullman,
I haven't.
Do yourselves a favor. He is so good. He is so good in this series. It's called The Sinner. That's total sidebar. But back to my point, I fell in love with Bill Pullman when he was the dad in Casper. And I was like 10 and I had no business having a crush on a 40-year-old man. Anyway.
I love him from Independence Day.
Aww.
Where he's the president on Independence Day. Like,
shout out to Bill Pullman. And he sticks around too. But he's like not on social media or nothing.
That's why we love him still, because we don't know his intricacies of his life. So it doesn't ruin it for us.
Anyway, so total sidebar, but yes, Bill Pullman is amazing in the movie. In fact, all the actors are amazing in this movie, like the police chief, everybody. Nothing about this movie is corny or underplayed or
not even the parts that you would think would be corny, like the little boy with his rare.
No.
Like you would think, like, really? He's making cat noises? That's terrifying.
Yes. So why this is on my list, and you have to watch this if you haven't. The Grudge actually comes from, I want to say Japan.
Yeah, it was from Japan.
Okay. The original Japanese version of The Grudge is the stuff of nightmares. You cannot watch it alone. You cannot watch it when you're gonna like try to go to sleep. You cannot watch
Really?
it like you need to go to church the next day and get you
That
some
feels like a
Jesus, okay?
challenge.
It is so what's the word when things are like not surreal, but like it's so unnerving, it's so grotesque. I don't know how to explain it, but shout out to Japanese filmmakers for making that one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen.
I want to say it's Korean.
Korean. Okay, Korean.
Yeah.
Whoever it was, and I apologize for not knowing exactly. My brain does not remember things like that, you guys, so chill.
No, me neither.
But the adaptation here in America was amazing. So I went and saw the original with the subtitles and everything. And I just feel like because their country is so much older than ours, there's something connected to it that is truth. So
I believe that.
It sat with me for like a month. I felt like every time I turned around the corner, I was going to see something, a shadow. I don't know. It stuck with me. It was very scary. So,
well, I believe that because they have different like rules that they have to abide by when they make movies.
Yeah, their filmmaking process is, if we were to watch it here in America, we would have people protesting.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. So we have to like dumb it down and
exactly. People here are so soft when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm gonna drop this clip, which is my all-time favorite clip from the movie. It's this just, I'll let it speak for itself. Okay, so since we're not sleeping tonight, let's film another episode after that. It's so creepy. All right, Mallory, what's your next one?
Okay. My thing went away again. Why is my thingy going away? Sorry, excuse me.
Burping on.
I can't help it. It's this Mexican candy.
I'm leaving it in.
Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. Signs. M. Night Shyamalan with the aliens. Joaquin Phoenix, Mel Gibson.
I forgot about that movie.
Yes. That movie, and it's not even one that I really watch a lot. It's just this one I picked because it's one that greatly affected me when I watched it for the first time.
Gotcha.
The very first time I watched it, it was in the theaters when it first came out in theaters. I went with my boyfriend at the time and his best friend, and we watched it, and it just scared the pants off of us. Like, we got back to his house afterwards, and we were literally like hanging onto each other, like walking down the hall.
Well, you know what I love about M. Night Shyamalan is he doesn't reveal until the very end.
Yeah.
So it's just
build up and build up and build up.
Because think about The Village too. Like you
didn't know what was going on.
Right. And I don't know the term for that when the viewer or the reader doesn't know. Like, when you're reading a good book and the author doesn't tell you something till later.
Yeah. I forget what it's called.
I don't remember what that's called, but he does really good to creep you the heck out. And then it's sort of also always got like a heartwarming twist too. Yeah,
it's always kind of a little bit funny.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it. Yeah. I think my favorite scene is, and it's funny that you say this because my favorite scene, which is the scariest to me, is the one that's the funniest to my parents in that movie. And it actually is kind of funny.
Which scene?
So it is the scene where Joaquin Phoenix is watching TV in the closet, and it comes up
with the silver hat on.
No, not that.
Not yet.
He doesn't have it on yet. But he's watching TV and he's watching the news, and the news comes on and it shows like a homemade video that somebody took in Mexico, and it's these kids at a birthday party, and they're all
okay.
Like,
don't say anything else. We'll drop that clip right here.
Okay.
Just let it live.
Move, children. Vámonos.
So like, it's so subtle. All he does is step into frame and then back out of frame.
No, because he walks so nonchalantly, but he's a
Exactly.
freaking alien.
He's just like, he literally walks out and he's like
he didn't exactly. He didn't walk with any like, I should be afraid for my life. Someone's gonna shoot me, or no, he just was like, do. Yeah, walking through your neighborhood, punk. What you gonna do,
exactly. And it's terrifying. And you don't think it's gonna be, because when you see aliens in past movies, they're all kind of like little and like meat mark. And this one guy is just long and tall, and he looks strong, and it's just it's so scary.
I love it. That was a good scene.
They thought that was so funny. They thought that was they honestly think this movie is a comedy because they think it's funny. I know, my parents are crazy. They hate scary movies, and then one of the scariest ones, they're like, it's hilarious. And it's because Joaquin Phoenix.
The scariest scene of the movie.
It is the scariest scene, but because Joaquin Phoenix is going, "Vamonos, children, vamonos," they're like, "Oh my God, that's so funny." And
so that's like, so they're looking at it like that was comedic relief.
And it was.
And you and I are under the blankets.
Yeah, well, you laugh, you go, ah.
True fan reaction. I don't know how many times I've cussed in a public theater. So if you've ever seen a movie with me, I apologize. It happens so fast, I can't even stop it.
When I mentioned my honorable mention, because we're going to do our honorable mention scary movie.
Yeah.
I will tell you a story about that and how I made an entire theater of people laugh. Yes. Okay. So.
Then I am going to quickly give a shout out to my niece, Caitlin, because I took her to see a scary movie, me and her and Ryan, and she screamed SHIT so loud. Everybody lost it. No one could even be scared because she got so scared and she screamed so loud. Oh my gosh. She's going to hate me for telling people this, but it was the best part of the whole entire movie. I love it. I love Signs. That's a good
I know.
pick.
I love that movie too. The very first time my kids saw it, they were so scared that they all went to bed. That they all went to bed with water bottles.
Oh my god.
Because they wanted to be able to. Yeah, I know.
How cute. Oh man,
it was so funny.
Oh, your kids were so
innocent.
Okay. Okay. So number 4 for me, absolutely have to. I love it. I love the sequels, is Conjuring.
Conjuring. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm obsessed with things that I feel can happen in real life. So
agree.
Yes. I do not particularly like aliens or how do you say like demons or monsters, like that kind of stuff.
Like the movies, or
like okay, for instance, okay, for instance, like the movie It. I like the creepiness of it. I like the undertones of it, but he's essentially a monster that doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, he's like a psychological monster or something.
It's a psychological thing. And I understand the analogy. That's not the problem. Oh, look, I have a ghost.
He's been popping up every once in a while, and it's freaking me out because sometimes it looks like a face. It sometimes looks like a face, just so you know.
I told you, I said I sent something. Anyway, so I really get freaked out by serial killers and psychological stuff, or because we've talked about this. I don't believe in demons, but I do believe in bad spirits. So a bad spirit like attaching itself to a person, I believe that can happen and has happened. Mm-hmm. So Conjuring is all about this mother who, she's vulnerable, she's weak, she's tired, which we've both talked about.
Well, because she has like 17 kids and they're all
oh my gosh, birth control, babe. Like, what are you? So she basically has this entity, I wouldn't say entity, but spirit attach itself to her because she's at like the weakest in her life, and her husband's a truck driver. She's gone all the time.
Yeah, well, the spirit's in the house, and because she's weak, and because she's a mother, she gets it attached to her. Yeah.
So I love it because it's not about a young girl with big double D boobs. It's not about a serial killer chasing a naked woman down the street. It's a mom who's in her home taking care of her family, who basically gets this thing attached to her.
And the actress isn't even like this beautiful, like actress. I mean, not that she's ugly, but I think it's Lily Taylor, right?
Lily Taylor?
No, not Lily Taylor. I think
yeah.
it's Lily Taylor, and she's not ugly, but she's very like normal person.
Just
looking.
a normal person.
Normal person. Totally normal. And so
now,
you're like.
Sidebar to that, I fell in love with her when she did The Haunting, which is a movie about the haunting on House Hill with what's his name?
Liam Neeson.
Yes, thank you. I swear I'm forgetting all my words today. But I fell in love with her. She's Nell in that movie. And so when Conjuring came out, it had her, it had Patrick Wilson, and it had his wife, who she's played in other scary movies too. She did that movie Up in the Air. She's like a famous actress, actually.
Vera Farmiga.
Yeah.
Why do I know them all today?
I don't know. Thank you.
Ask me what I ate yesterday for dinner. No clue.
Tell you. Okay.
But I can tell you Vera Farmiga.
I know. And she's a really good actress too. And so again, for me, it comes down to, is the story plausible, and is the acting thrown away, or did they really take time with this movie? And let me tell you, they took time with this movie. Mm-hmm. There's kids involved. There's violence involved. There's spirits involved, and then they do the backstory on the house, and you find out all this stuff. I love that. To me, that is so relatable to the actual experience of being human. So I love it. And yes, the clip I'm going to drop right now is the famous
when she has the light with the match. Okay, I'm going to watch it like this.
Okay. Okay, so if you didn't poop your pants, I'm gonna give you a
10 minutes ago when we were talking about the ring.
I might have piddled just a little
bit,
or as my grandma Molly would say, I tinkled.
You tinkled.
Scariest movie, and also I secretly want to go to a cemetery and play the clapping game. So
you're dumb. That's the white in you coming out. That is the white in you having that idea. What are you, nuts? Why don't you take a Ouija board with you, huh?
My 50% white Kentucky side is coming out like hardcore right now. Yeah, I want to go. I know I'm not a Ouija board fan, but that game is creepy in and of itself. If you've ever played the clapping game, it's creepy because everything has to be so quiet.
And the person looking is blindfolded, right? That's why they were in the house.
And it's essentially hide and go seek blindfolded, and all you can do is find them by the claps. It was so geniusly written into the movie. Like, applause for the screenwriters for this movie.
That was a really good movie. Especially the part where so the little girl that sleepwalks at night, she sleepwalks into her sister's room, and then her sister's like, "Come on," and she's like, "Sleep in my bed,"
like hitting her head on the arm wall over and over again. Yeah.
And then like the sister puts her to sleep again, and then she turns around, and there's like that wicked lady on top of her dresser, and then the wicked lady's like, "Cowabunga!" and like jumps on her and shit. Like,
and normally that wouldn't scare me because again, that's like a creature, but it's one of those flash scares. Yes. Like you're not expecting it, and then bam, you see this lady's like devil face. It's just it's a well done. I could watch that all the time. And the sequels to The Conjuring are very good too.
They are. Well, Conjuring 2 was the one where they're like in the UK, right?
I think
something
so.
Like
well,
that.
And they're actually, I think they're coming out with another one.
They are. It's called The Devil Made Me Do It. And oh my God, I can't freaking wait for it.
That was the
I just did like Power Rangers.
I'm obsessed because I just went like this. Anyway, so yeah, that's my number 4. That's on my list. I could watch that every day. I love Lily.
I have it on DVD.
I love Lily Taylor in the movie. She's just so perfect for that role.
Good.
Yeah,
she's so good. She's good in everything she does. I fell in love with her in Say Anything. Remember Say Anything?
Oh, I love
with
John
Lloyd
Cusack.
Dobler.
That is me and my husband's movie because that was the first movie we ever watched together as a couple.
Aww.
Yeah, and he's Lloyd Dobler, and I'm definitely Oh, shoot,
Ione
what's the-
Skye, or what was
Ah,
her, well, the actress is Ione Skye, but
yeah. We're definitely the couple.
Diane Court.
Diane Court.
Diane Court. Slap you guys for being cute. Okay.
Okay. The best part of that movie, sidebar, is when the guy at the party's going crazy and John Cusack goes, "You have to chill."
Oh.
And he's like shaking him.
Jeremy Piven, yeah.
Jeremy Piven. And he has the bag of keys. Remember? He's the key master or whatever.
Like, you have to chill. You
Yeah.
have to chill. He's like, I love you, man.
Okay, can we just talk about John Cusack being so ridiculously adorable? And he's like 6'3", and I'm just like, can you just pick me up and hold me like a child?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Just rock me by a baby. Rock me by a baby. No,
the
best part for that movie for me was when she breaks up with him and he's in the photo booth, or not the photo booth, the phone booth, talking to his sister, and he's like, I gave her my heart and she gave me a pen. Oh, I can't.
Okay.
I can't even.
And here's the thing. Even I think it was meant to be cornier than it came off, but John Cusack did it so well, it actually just broke your dang heart.
Yeah, it really did.
It's raining. He's just been wandering around the town, and he's like, and she gave me a pen.
Yeah.
I want to go watch that.
Not one of my favorite songs. It's not even a real
Is it
song.
the one he plays with the radio on?
Oh no, that's so obvious.
Oh.
So obvious. No,
it's when your eyes, the light, the heat.
No, it's when he's in the parking lot with his friends and they're trying to like make him feel better, and they're like, oh, she's a bitch, man, you don't need her, and all this.
And they're doofusy. Like, they're worse than he is.
They're the worst. And then like he starts freaking out and he's like, I love her, and he throws something, and then they're like, you're going crazy, man. And then they start rapping because they're total douchebags.
Oh
gosh,
like, yes.
They're all he's wigging, man. He's wigging.
And they don't even know how to rap, so they're just making up. Okay. That's not an honorable mention, but if you're watching, please go watch Say Anything. It's a classic 1980s. John Cusack. It's that slapstick comedy kind of deal, and his sister's in it too. I loved it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta go watch that now.
I know. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go watch it.
I know. Right? All right, get back here. All right. What's your next one? Is this your last one?
This is my number 5.
Okay.
Oh. It's really not even a scary movie, but I had to leave it in. Jaws. It's
a classic.
I know. You know me, classic. But I had to put it in there because I've been actually watching it a lot lately. HBO Max has like the whole like forology. I don't know.
We just got HBO Max, and shout out because we're old. I don't know how people watch anything anymore, and apparently you can only watch on these things. We just got HBO Max. I'm so happy they have so much stuff on there.
They do. They have a lot on there. Like I can't believe it,
man.
Yeah. So I've been watching it lately, and I think it's another one of those things that has affected me and continues to affect the way I live my life. Like literally.
Really? So, like, okay.
God,
because you're now scared of the water, or what?
Yes. So like we have this movie at work, actually. Somebody brought it in, and we have like a stack of movies people brought in, and we put them on in the break room. Everyone always puts on like Mean Girls and like The Little Mermaid, like all these happy ones. And so when I get a chance, I put on Jaws. Because
you're like, we are in customer service. I don't want to listen to this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. So I put it on, and I don't know. It's just one of those ones I can always watch. But I was talking to a coworker about how I know that when I'm in a pool, there's no shark. How is that possible? But if I'm in a pool by myself, I cannot be for very long because I'm like, I'm about to get eaten by a shark.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So actually, I agree with you because it's a psychological mess up to think that these creatures that live in the water, which by the way, what is the percentage? Like 70% of underwater sea life has not even been found.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, can we stop going to outer space and just start going down in the water?
Right.
But yes, it's the psychological, which I love about movies. I love when it messes me up later when I'm thinking about something like 47 meters down. And what's that one with the blonde haired chick that was on Gossip Girl? She did a movie with a shark. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, where she's like stuck on
Blake
a buoy or something.
Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Blake Lively did a shark movie. Okay, the whole thing takes part in the day, but it really does like attribute to your psychological mess up of like, why would I ever get in the ocean again?
Exactly. Although it is my dream to be a part of one of these. They have like these festivals or something, movie festivals where they'll play Jaws, but they'll do it on a inflatable screen that floats.
Oh hell.
And you'll be sitting on a lake. They'll do it like on a lake, and everyone's sitting in like rubber tubes, and you watch it like at night.
So basically, you are walking into Satan's den to watch the scary movie.
Mm-hmm,
and then I bet they pay people to walk around and touch your body.
Probably like to.
That's genius.
See that? Did you see that?
No, what I miss?
Okay, my green screen just came back, and I swear to God, it looked like somebody was standing right behind me on this side.
Did you turn around? Turn around.
There's nothing there.
I didn't see it. I was drinking my slushie.
Oh man, or maybe it was just my hair being crazy. But yeah, I bet you they go underneath the water and they're like, touching your toes and stuff. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite clip for that one. Well, I guess it would be maybe the beginning. I was talking about this too. I was like, I'm comforted by the beginning of the movie. For some reason, the music is very, I don't want to say comforting, but like it makes me feel like good. Maybe because I know that the movie's starting. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, but the first scene is like they're in the water and then they just go down.
Yeah, like it's just the camera going through the water and the seaweed, and like, it's the shark's point of view.
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably my favorite. Not comfort, but I'm just like,
you might need therapy.
Oh, definitely. For sure.
I love the first scene because that's the first death scene, and I love
the first scene when she dies. Oh yeah.
Yes. Shout out to, and I don't see this done very often in movies, when the first scene is not an introduction to the characters, it's a random death. So you see the death first, then you see what happens after and the effects and people finding out what's going on. I think that's so good, and people don't do that enough.
They don't.
That's what I loved about The Ring. You see
with the two girls.
Because the death's in the beginning, and then you find out what happened.
Yeah.
Maybe we want, I don't think there's a clip for Jaws either, but I do respect it. And again, going back to the music, classic scary music, and people do it all the time.
John Williams and his orchestra.
Freaking John Williams. He's such a masterpiece. When I went to school, we literally had like half a semester on John Williams and his because he has written so many movie scores.
Oh yeah, Star Wars, Jaws.
But that's not all he does. He's actually a famous composer outside of that.
Oh really?
Yeah. So if you guys like John Williams as a movie composer, look at some of his other stuff too. Huh. Okay, that's the music nerd. That's the music nerd of me.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about composers.
Okay,
so I just like Bowie and stuff like that.
Well, Bowie, I mean, he did compose, but orchestra.
Hang on.
Satan has entered the room.
Somebody's at my front door.
Like that one lady.
Shut your mouth. Hang on.
Oh my gosh, you guys, if Mallory doesn't come back, I have it on video that she was murdered. Can we hear anything?
Ugh.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
Freaking Amazon. But it's so creepy because I can't hear anything. So all I saw was my phone go off and it said someone's motion detected at your front door. And I'm like,
I literally was like, you guys, if Mallory doesn't come back, we have it on camera that she was murdered.
But my front door was unlocked too. So that's why I'm like,
oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Okay. let's wrap it up. You guys are gonna hate me for this one, but to go along with my green screen, my last one is Scream. Now, before you judge me, I'll tell you why. I have a little bit of a pop culture obsession. I think pop culture and scary movies always go hand in hand. This is one of those movies that was gruesome, funny.
Oh, it was.
It was very fun. It was very gruesome, funny, and the score, the theme music, right, with his red white hand, like whatever that song is.
You're gonna have to insert that.
I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it in.
Catastrophic plan designed and directed by his red right hand. Sure, he's quiet.
Okay.
It's such a weird song, but it gave it this kind of old school vibe and creepy, like Sherlocky vibe, right? And then
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying about that song?
Like it had like a dirty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And again, the fact that in the first scene of the movie, someone gets brutally stabbed to death and you see it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not psychotic. I'm not violent in any way. But that was such a good scene. Come on, Drew Barrymore.
It was a famous actress, and you're like, oh, she's gonna be fine. Oh, she's dead. She's straight dead.
You really thought she was gonna make it with the blonde wig and everything. They were genius for doing the blonde wig. And she's this close. She's this close, and she turns around. And you just scream at her every time, and she's just stabbed over and over and over again. And
how did her parents not see her though?
How do you not see? I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know where you live, but if you're pulling up to my house, you can see like the sides of the house, and you like.
I know. I don't get that. That was like really the only plot hole, but
no. Listen. Okay, hear me out. It wasn't a plot hole. That was pure genius. They did it on purpose because of my reaction right here, where I'm like, no, turn around. Right? So
man.
I love Scream. I don't know if I love every single sequel of that. But the fact that the characters were so obnoxious.
Yeah, they really were.
Everybody was an extremist character, right? So like we had the wilting flower, we had the killer, we had the news reporter, we had the dumb cop. Everybody played their part to the T. No one broke character.
Yeah.
It was just, it's one of those movies I watched when I was young. It scarred me for life. I never walked home alone after that. Let me tell you that. And the fact that it started a whole revolution with the masks. Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. So with the masks, to this day, people literally outlaw these masks. Like my kids can't wear these to a party. People will say, no, we don't allow that mask because it's so connected to the gruesomeness of that whole
my
franchise.
kid went as that a couple Halloweens ago, but he couldn't wear it to school.
Right. So connected to the franchise, plus bonus, it's real people. It's not an entity. It's not a spirit. It's not a monster. These are real people walking around with real big old machete knives and just stabbing people to death in bathrooms, in movie theaters, in hallways, in cars. People die in, so many people die in this movie.
I know. And it's those two boys that are just psycho.
Exactly. And you could get super annoyed with the main girl, but even I don't get annoyed with her. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah, I could see what you mean because you're just like, but you're not, you're just like,
my favorite scene that I'm going to put right here is the famous garage scene. So enjoy. Okay. the stupidity of this dumb blonde bimbo to go through the doggy door. Bless her heart. It made for one of the best movie scenes I've ever seen in my life. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a good person. I don't care if you're a veterinarian who saves puppies' lives. If you didn't like that scene, you're dead inside because it's so good.
It was really good. And it was kind of ridiculous because no one's going to die like that. But it was pretty good, especially when it was parodied on Scary Movie. And they had like the big girl go and she was, the garage wouldn't go up.
Okay. If you guys haven't seen the Scary Movie parodies, do yourselves a favor. It's a little bit of a mind break from anything psychological, obviously.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah, that had to be on my thing. And I don't watch it as often as the other ones, but it's like one of those classic pop culture cult movies.
Yeah.
And it's scary. I mean, if I saw someone coming at me and then you have Henry Winkler in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like you have the Fonz in the movie. Like whose idea?
Right.
It was so genius to put the Fonz in.
There were so many good people in that. Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet Ulrich was yummy. Okay, can you guys tell I'm a fan? I could go on for 20 hours about this dang franchise.
Yeah, that's a good one. Those are on HBO Max too. Did you know that?
Yeah, yes, I did. That's why I brought it up.
But not number 4, which is what I'm kind of upset about because I want to watch all of them. Yeah.
I want to say I saw number 4 maybe once or twice. I wasn't as impressed. It got a little like, really? You're going to go that way with the plot? But again, people are still getting stabbed, so I was okay.
Right, exactly. I just like to watch it in I like to put on I watched all the Jawses. I like to just watch them in succession, like in one binge session. And I'm like mad that there's not number 4, so I haven't done it yet. I'm waiting till they put number 4 on there.
That's that. I have not seen Jaws. Probably 10 years. That's not really a go-to for me. It's one of those ones. If it's on TV and I'm sitting, I'll watch it, but I don't think about it.
Yeah, no, it's like background noise for most people. They're just like, oh, it's Jaws. All right.
Yeah.
Put it on while cooking dinner.
It got kind of played out,
Oh, yeah.
So
I still love it.
Do you have what's your honorable mention?
Okay. My honorable mention is one of the Insidious movies, but not the one you would think, which would be the first one, because that's really the very scariest one. But mine is Insidious 3. So it's kind of
is that the one with the hot dad?
Yeah, it's the one with
she breaks her leg.
Dermot Mulroney.
Is it Dermot or Dermo?
I think it's Dermot
Mulroney. Oh, he's delicious.
He is. He's the worst dad in this movie, but he is the best.
He's literally the worst. He's like basically berates her for having to take care of her whole family. I'm like,
yeah, he's just, I mean, I know
like,
he's
I gotta go
struggling.
to work.
Yeah, he's struggling. He's a struggling dad, single dad, but he's really the worst.
Sidebar, if you've ever watched New Girl, he's on New Girl for a few episodes and he's really funny.
Ooh, and he's a silver fox on that one.
He's so cute. And I think he has a daughter the same age as my youngest. So he was still popping him out just a few years ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll put that out there.
That's good to know. No, but okay. So this one is my favorite out of all of them. I think because of this one character in number 3, where the story's kind of dumb, and the girl who breaks her leg, you just want to like punch her in the face because she's just so difficult and
she's
just
your
so
classic
stubborn.
Dumb. She's your classic dumb girl.
Yeah. And so, but there's a character called the Man Who Can't Breathe, and it's the guy in the hospital gown with the mask, oxygen mask on. He's like
isn't he like the thing that's keeping it all going? Like he's the problem.
Yeah. He's the problem. He's like the spirit that's trying to get into the real world.
Right.
And he's just so creepy because the first time you see him, it's when she's at a theater auditioning for a play, and she looks up into the rafters, and he's just going and waving at her, right? And you're just like, who is that?
Because that's when she gets her leg broken. She gets hit by a car.
Yes. So the next scene coming up, her and her friend are hanging out because she blew the audition, and they're hanging out in the street, and the friend's like, I don't know, let's go do something. And she gets up, and then she's crossing the street, and then she looks and she sees the man again, and he's going, and she's standing in the middle of the street. You don't see it coming. You really don't see her getting hit by this car coming.
Okay, let's
It's
drop,
just like,
I'll drop that clip right here.
damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's watch that. It's such a good scene. It's such
it really
a good scene.
is. Like, she just gets hit. So this is what I was talking about before. I did not see this car accident coming. Okay. I'm so focused on the man who doesn't breathe and the fact that he's waving at her that I'm like, and then all of a sudden, boom, she gets hit. And it's quiet in the theater. And out of my mouth just goes, I go, son of a bitch. And it was dead. The whole theater started laughing because
I would have been dead. I would have died. Cause I get it. Cause you're like,
yes.
holy crap.
Yeah. And I think I was the only one that was so shocked by that. Cause like everyone kind of went like that when she got hit. Like the whole theater.
Like, ooh.
Yeah, but I was like, son of a bitch. My daughter to this day, because she was with me.
She's like, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, she was like, she laughs about it. She's like, I tell all my friends about it. It's
Sidebar, Mallory and I used to watch scary movies when we lived together or lived in the same place. Mallory straight up brought cucumbers with lime and salt on them into the movie theater and lived her best life. And everybody around us was like, do you, baby?
Do you, boo-boo? Do
like,
you?
Do you? So I was like, what does that smell? I look over, she's got a Tupperware. She's just eating cucumbers. Like it was the...
Nobody wants some stank ass popcorn and like jujubes.
Oh, but the nachos. Movie nachos, I don't know why you're so good. I love you.
Yeah, they're good. And
anyways, that was a sidebar. Okay, my turn. Honorable mention?
I thought your honorable mention was Scream.
No, that was my last movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There you go then.
So honorable mention, I love to preempt stuff. So I'll preempt this with this. It's not exactly a scary movie until you've watched it and you understand the psychological part of it. But it's called The Cell with J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, and Vince Vaughn. And this movie is insane, you guys. Okay. She goes into the minds. Okay. She connects to the minds of serial killers to understand why they kill people. Okay?
What? That's what that's about? I never watched it because I thought,
okay. It
now
is
I'm gonna have to watch
it is so good. The visuals in this movie are so insanely good. She connects to this whole thing. She goes in their brains and she basically tries to find their like inner self to figure out how to heal them. Right? Because they're serial killers and killing isn't normal. It's what happens when she goes into the minds that freaks me out, because the mind is, there's no boundaries. There's no categories. The mind is this free open space, and the visuals and what happens to her inside this guy's mind to this day freak me out. To this day.
Is Vince Vaughn the serial killer?
No. He's her partner.
Who's the serial killer?
The serial killer that she goes into is the guy from Men in Black that the alien takes over his body. And she goes, you look a little funny, Hank. And he pulls his head and he goes, there, is this better?
Oh, yeah. He was one of the brothers from another Vince Vaughn movie. He played Vince Vaughn's brother in one of those movies.
Yeah, whatever that guy's name is. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm dropping all of my names today, but
no, but he's also like on CSI or something. He's a really good actor.
He's a really good actor.
Yeah.
And he's in Jurassic World. He's in the new Jurassic World.
Oh yeah, he's the douchebag guard guy in Jurassic World. Oh,
okay, I'll get his name and I'll put it below for you guys. But he is the serial killer in the movie that she goes into the brain. And he's just so good at creeping you out.
He's totally good at that.
You know, you want to talk about imagery and grotesque and very like in your face. It just makes you think, what can the mind not come up with? It freaks you out. It's my honorable mention.
Oh man. Yeah, now I'm gonna have to watch it. I always thought it was like her being like some pseudo-sexual like
No.
I don't know what.
No, there's a scene. Okay. There's a scene in the cell that they borrow for the Hannibal movies or TV series. So if you haven't seen Hannibal with Mads Mikkelsen, it's a TV series. There's a borrowed scene that involves a horse. They borrowed it from that movie to put in this new Hannibal series, and it's just disgusting.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to watch it. Maybe I'll put it on right now.
Yeah.
I have to fold some clothes, so maybe I'll put it on while I fold clothes.
I think you'll enjoy it. You might not, but I think you will. It's very in your face and imaginative, and I just love that they were able to use the unconscious as their guide to just do whatever the heck they wanted.
Yeah. See, I never watched it because it came out around, so I love Jennifer Lopez and like Selena. Like she was so good in Selena.
She's not the best actress.
She's really not. And then she started doing all these movies like the one where she's like the wedding planner.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it really was just all about like she's a pretty girl.
In her defense, this is a far cry from her rom-coms.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I mean. That's why I never watched it, because I was just like, ew, it's not going to be good.
She's hard and it's disgusting. And some of the things that happen are so just, and just psychologically mess you up. She's very hard in this movie. Very like, she has a lot more depth in this character than in a lot of her other movies.
I know. And see, and that's why I kind of like, I liked her in Selena because she actually had depth in that one. I liked her in the movie Enough. Anything for Salinas.
Anything for Salinas.
Yeah, but she was good in Enough. Remember the one where she had to like beat up her husband or whatever?
Yeah, she was good.
I think that's maybe her niche. Like she needs to not do the Oochie Coochie movies and just stick to drama.
Well, I just don't think she's a very good actress.
No? I mean, she's not the best.
I think she's cute and I think she can do rom-coms. I think she's adorable. But this movie is very visceral. That is the name. That is the darn word I've been trying to think. Very visceral. And I sometimes just respond to that so much more than like a creepy demon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So I think you like it. You should try it. Do you have a second honorable mention?
No.
Okay.
I really don't. I have 10,000 movies I can mention.
I know, but I have one.
Okay.
Only because it's just so weird, but it's called Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Jeepers,
that whole franchise
Creepers,
is good. Yeah.
Where'd you get those peepers? I'm not going to say much about it because if I start to tell the plot, people will be like, that sounds dumb. It's really good.
It really does sound dumb when you just describe it, but it's really good.
Jeepers Creepers. Is that what's that guy's name that's in that movie?
Justin Long.
Justin Long. So those are my honorable mentions. I did mention Hannibal the series. If you guys haven't seen that with Mads Mikkelsen, oof, it's so good. It's just so well played, so scripted out well, and also very visceral. If you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did you like Silence? You like Silence of the Lambs?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess if I had because I wasn't going to mention it because it's not really scary, but yeah, that's definitely another go-to creepy movie for me. But again, it's more like a thriller. But it's one of those that it's psychological, and that's the thing that gets me is that it's real people, and there are really serial killers, and there's messed up people like Buffalo Bill who want to wear your skin as a dress.
Yes,
you know.
Yep. Okay. I will give an honorable mention to a podcast that I've been listening to. It's called Morbid.
Oh, I listen to that.
Okay. Love these women. These women talk about famous serial killers.
And like true crime,
right?
And
it's all true crime. Yeah. Ryan got me obsessed with it. That's a really good podcast if you guys are, if you drive a lot or something. They talk about these real crimes that happen. They're all, is it white collar serial? It's like white collar serial killers.
No, they talk about like Ted Bundy. They talk about all of them, just any of them.
I just started. I'm on episode 4, and it's really good.
That is the podcast that gave me the idea for us to do this one.
Oh, so shout out to Morbid. Okay, I am going to. I'm gonna give you guys a link to theirs because these girls are so good. They've been doing it for a while.
They're sisters, right? They're sisters.
I think so.
and they banter and they talk so well. And that's why I was like, me and Holly, we do this, we talk so well, we got to do this. But I didn't want to do true crime because there's 1,000 true crime podcasts.
Yeah. And that's why I
was
haven't
like,
listened to any before, but Ryan turned me on. Again, Ryan, my niece.
Mm.
She's my BFF. She turned me on to Morbid because she listens to a lot of podcasts. And can someone explain to me why so many serial killers come from Washington? Can we just talk about that for a second?
Because it's raining and it drives you crazy.
Like vitamin D apparently keeps you from killing people. Anyway,
Seriously.
okay, I think that's our episode for today. What are we doing next time?
So this was my thought for next time. I think we should do talk about like an urban legend that really freaks us out. Like a folk tale or like an urban legend that really just like has always freaked you out. Yeah.
Can we add one more personal scary story? Because something happened to me recently that I've kind of been wanting to share.
Oh, okay.
I know. Okay. I know I wasn't going to share, but because it was kind of still close to home, but I think I should.
Okay. I guess I just will have to talk about something that happened before because not a lot's been happening to me lately. I've been too busy.
Well, that's good though.
Well, I mean, nothing to mention. It's not that nothing's happened.
Okay.
It's just nothing, like it's all the same. It's all the same thing.
He's just poking you in the back.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Well, let's sign off then.
All right. Well, thank you for watching Frickin' Scary. I hope you enjoyed it. We did for sure. And we'll see you next time.